Let's go over our social media strategy that you need to implement now to build you and your business. In a couple hours, we're gonna be going on a trip to Vietnam, which is so exciting because that's the first time I'll ever be home. That's where my parents are from. But to be honest with you, it gives me a little bit of anxiety because we haven't been able to really travel that much since we've been focusing so much of our attention on Merge. And that's one reason why I decided to film 2 more videos before we left, because of the power of automation when it comes to social media. I can edit these 2 videos while on the plane, which is I think 20 hours in total, and post them once we get to Vietnam, so then there's content for you to watch and for us to continue to grow our YouTube channel. In this circumstance, social media really gave me the confidence to be able to go abroad while knowing that the business would still be able to grow on its own. To really help with that growth process, please hit that like button below, as it really helps beat that YouTube algorithm. This automation is why I love social media, and I'm so adamant about every startup company and corporation implementing these strategies immediately. Today, we're gonna go over 6 strategies, okay? It's gonna be how social media marketing saves you time, increases sales, gives you sexy branding, gives you access, flexibility, and leverage. Actually, I wanna go more in depth into these categories, so we're gonna actually break these up into 2 videos. Today, we're gonna talk about saving time, increasing sales, and giving you sexy branding. And the next video, we'll go over the other 3. For part 2 of the series, make sure you're subscribed below, as well as hit the bell notification to get notified when we do upload. When you talk to most marketers in the space, the first thing they talk about when it comes to social media and why it's so effective is its ability to bring in new leads and sales. But I think that that is actually skipping a step. What we like to focus on when we talk to businesses and other brands is how can you save time? How can you create content that automates exactly what you're doing? What are some questions that come up frequently? Whatever space or business you're in, I want you to take a second. I want you to think about what activity or activities absorb most of your time. For example, let's say you're a real estate agent. From the real estate agents that I've talked to, their time is absorbed by building relationships and also showing a lot of houses and their listings to their clients, both buyers and sellers. I'd say on average, it takes 9 appointments until they finally get a deal to go through. Now, social media and strong content, you wanna ask yourself, how can I make those 9 meetings 4? So that I can be able to focus on other things that build and grow my business. Now, don't get me wrong, I think building relationships and having in-person meetings is one of the most, if not the most important part of building your business. However, there are unnecessary steps along the way that we can automate using professional content. Doing business with good people makes it fun and enjoyable, and that's how you have longevity when it comes to your entrepreneurship. But instead of taking 9 meetings to close that client, let's figure out how to make it 4. As a real estate agent, what area can we invest our time and money so that there's residual effect when it comes to our time coming back in the future? So for example, instead of driving 40 minutes at 8 p.m. to show one of your potential clients a new listing, why don't you go on your own time, spend 3 hours and $2,000 to film your listing with a 360-degree camera. Then you do that with every single property that you have as one of your listings. And instead of driving your clients all over the place, you go to their house once. You give them a VR headset and you show them all 6 of your listings at once. Once they figure out which 1 or 2 they like, then you can bring them to the physical property, because that is just as important. You still do need to invest your time in those last 1 or 2 meetings where you're showing your potential client the actual home, because there's some intangibles that you can't get across when it comes to content, like the feel of the place or the smell. And that's where you want to invest your time. Have all your listings in a VR 360-degree format and drive to your client's home and show them 4 listings in the course of 1 hour. Not only is that effective and saves you time, that also saves your client time, which every single person needs. In the comment section below, comment what industry you're in and what activity takes the most of your time. The other point that we want to automate when it comes to social media marketing is building a relationship and trust with your clientele. It's a little bit of a paradox, right? Because a lot of people build relationships when it comes to one-on-one human interactions. I think that is the most important part of business. However, there's many things that you can do behind the scenes and create content for to speed up that conversation in that relationship building. For example, whatever industry or space you're in, you want to figure out which frequently asked questions, FAQs, are asked the most times. I guess that's redundant. Let's say instead of answering it 5 separate times a day, which might cost me 2 hours, I can invest 8 hours of my time and never really have to explain it again. That way, when I have conversations with potential clients, I can spend more time speaking directly and specifically to their business because they're already educated on what we do. Hence why we're making YouTube videos now. Now, I think saving time when it comes to startups and building your own business is the most effective part of social media marketing, but bringing in sales and bringing leads makes the business go round and round, right? So, I'm going to go over now how we can use social media marketing to build and increase our organic reach to bring in more sales and leads. At the end of this video, I'm curious to see which of these 3 strategies is most effective for you and your business. Remember to comment below after you decide which one it is. When it comes to creating more sales in the social media marketing space, instead of bringing in more leads, it's really using and optimizing what you already have and making the most of it. Let's say there is an exotic car dealership. Jessica's exotic car dealership, okay? And every single month they get 1,000 warm leads of people who are interested in getting a new Lamborghini, a new Ferrari, a new Bugatti, whatever it is. And out of those 1,000 leads, let's say Jessica's exotic cars converts 2% of that. 2% of 1,000 is 20 cars, okay? I hope you're with me so far. And 20 cars, let's say each car makes a profit of $20,000. So if Jessica's car dealership, Exotic Cars, is selling 20 cars every single month with a 2% conversion at a $20,000 profit per car, what is the total profit that company is making per month? $400,000, okay? Now, let's say Jessica's Exotic Car dealership spends some time and some money really making their content more professional and making sure that they build their audience on Instagram. And with those 2 small changes in variables with their social media marketing strategies, they're able to change their conversion rate from 2% to 3%, okay? Let's say the warm lead amount stays the same at 1,000. Instead of converting 2% every month, now they're converting 3%. In a single month, right, now they're selling 30 cars to their customers. 30 cars, right, at $20,000 profit per car means that Jessica's Exotic Car Company is now making $600,000 in the course of 1 month instead of $400,000. See, I want you to take a pause here and think about that concept. It might only be a 1% increase, right, when it comes to conversion rate from 2% to 3%. But that 1% uptick is a difference of $200,000. That is the power of social media marketing. It's optimizing what is already happening in your business and making the most of it. Now let's say she pays her content marketing team $10,000 per month, so she's making $590,000 profit per month. That's still pretty good. So a lot of business owners, they struggle with a lack of energy, right? So something that both Jess and I like to do when it comes to natural energy is dark chocolate. Make sure that it's above 75% cacao, because the darker, the better. It gives you a lot of antioxidants too. And that noise is our other source of energy. Can you guys guess what it is? Espresso in a superhero cup. Life hacks. Now, when we look at the variables that really increase that conversion rate from 2% to 3%, I think the main things when it comes to social media marketing is better content, better branding, and also increased social proof. And social proof is basically how much people trust you without ever getting to know you, okay? So think back in the day, right? If you went to a business meeting and the person that you were about to do business with came in a beautiful car and was wearing let's say a Rolex, okay? You would automatically think they were doing better in business than someone who came to the meeting in a t-shirt and tennis shoes, even though ironically, some of the wealthiest people in the world dress in a t-shirt and tennis shoes. So now I briefly mentioned one factor, which is branding, right? And branding allows you to convert more customers at a higher rate. Now, as an example, I want us to talk about Apple. Everybody knows Apple, right? And the interesting about Apple products, especially their smartphones, is that they take around, I'd say, under 20% of the market share when it comes to units sold in the smartphone space. However, when it comes to their profitability, they take around 80% of the profits, right? There's a little bit of a discrepancy there. So how can there be so much of a difference between the overall units sold and the profitability of the business? Branding and building a community and ecosystem that people are constantly in. Why would you pay $600 more for a phone that is worse when it comes to tech specs than, let's say, a Samsung or an LG or a Google Pixel? I don't know who would, but I would. For a small business that does not have a large marketing budget, I want you to focus on social media marketing immediately. This is the fastest and most effective way for you to increase your pricing, increase your conversions and sales, and also save you time, okay? I see so many products that have amazing reputations in real life, but their social media and their branding does not match it when it comes to their online presence. Once you fix this, you will see a huge uptick in your business, not only when it comes to brand awareness, but actual profitability and revenue. When it comes to marketing campaigns, I think that social media marketing is the most effective and cost-efficient way to build your business right now. If you invest your time and you invest your money into building your social media marketing activations, you can save time in the future, you can increase sales now, and you can build your branding to be able to charge more and get more clients in the future. Speaking of the future, this Friday or the following Friday, we're going to release a video called The Future of Social Media Marketing and strategies you can implement now to give you effective results in 6 to 12 months. So make sure you're subscribed by clicking this black circle below my chin here for weekly videos about effective content marketing and social media strategies. And once your content is strong, make sure you click this video here to see how you can grow organically on Instagram after the latest update.